Good evening.
Good
I
evening.
call this meeting to order. This is the Lincoln County Board of Education. We're meeting in special session first. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. The time is 6 p.m. and we're at the central office in Hamlin. This is a meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Education in public for the purpose of putting the 2026-2027 budget on public review. I'll ask Board Member Cartwright if he'll lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright. Takes us to agenda item 2. We have Board Member Burns,
Yes.
Board Member Cartwright, and myself in attendance. And on the phone, we have Board Member Mosteller and Board Member McComas. Then that takes us to agenda item 3, which is presentation reports, and I'll turn it over to our CFO, Mr. Austin Lucas.
How you guys doing this evening?
Doing well on yourself.
Money bags.
Yeah, I got a summary that I'm gonna read on the budget. You have a
Okay.
packet in front of you.
Okay.
I'm not gonna read much from that packet. I'm gonna read a summary that highlights that packet, and I may touch on a couple pages there, maybe 1 through 5. So as you look through that and listen to me, if you have questions, stop me or wait to the end and I'll try to go over them. But just for fluidity, I'm gonna try to read from this summary so you can follow along. So the FY27 general fund budget is approximately $41.8 million. That's a decrease of about $1.5 million from a prior year. The driver of this is declined enrollment, which directly impacts our state aid funding. Past several years, student enrollment has steadily declined, which you're well aware, but many of our fixed operational costs have remained unchanged. One of the most significant concerns in this budget is our growing dependence on fund balance reserves. The proposed budget utilizes approximately $3.2 million in carryover funds to support positions that are considered over the state aid funding formula. This marks the first time during my tenure that the entire carryover balance has been committed to maintaining staffing levels with no contingency allotted in the budget. This approach allows us to preserve programs and personnel in the short term, but this should be a time where we need to focus over the next year in order to prevent some things happening that we don't want to happen. It's not sustainable long-term, especially as enrollment continues to decline. Something that should help the staffing situation in Lincoln County schools as well as other counties is the passage of House Bill 4578 during the recent legislative session. This bill allows superintendents to reassign or transfer professional or service personnel at any time during the school year.
Anytime, Austin?
Anytime, yes. When such action is necessary to meet student demand, instructional, operational, or programmatic needs. For example, this is just generic example. West Hamlin Elementary has 3 classrooms, 20 kids, 8 kids. Maybe that's 3 fifth grade classrooms. If that's identified September, October, superintendent can take that 3rd classroom,
And move it.
make those 8 students, take those 8 students and put them in those other 2 classes, so you have 24 and 24. Then that certified teacher can get
And
placed in
someplace
another,
else.
need area within the county at a different school location.
Doesn't have to be West Hamlin.
Doesn't have to be West Hamlin, and you still have a certified teacher in a role.
As
Still has
opposed
to
to
go through
rehiring,
board-
right?
Still has to go through board approval.
Yeah.
They still have an ability to object to that. But that should alleviate a lot of our costs related to personnel if we're able to utilize that function. Another major trend is the continued growth in special education costs. We've talked about this internally for several months, a year now, and we're actively working on that as a group, but we do have our work cut out for us. Since 2021, special education expenditures have increased from approximately $3.9 million to a proposed $8.36 million.
Ooh,
General fund only. This is not state, federal grants.
this is
etc.
our money.
This is our money, which is an increase of 113%. So our population, student population has went from 3,100 to 2,600, 500 students, but our special ed population has went from roughly 650 to 750, 800. So we're losing students, but we're have an increased cost to service some of those students, and not all of that is Lincoln County specific. That's a statewide issue, but, you know, we're gonna have to get creative internally to figure out some ways that we can get around that, because come a year, 2 years from now, if we're sitting in a situation where we can't balance the budget, State Department of Education's not gonna care that we say, you require us to have these
Yeah.
staff to teach these students. They're gonna be asking why we didn't figure out a way to get something else done. So just, you know, don't wanna alarm the board, but it is a time period where there's gonna be some significant work needed to maintain, operation of the school system. Back to special ed, I already talked about how you know, we're already ahead of that, we're already working on that. Charter school payments, those are gonna increase as time goes on, which directly affects the school system. I mean, last year we budgeted 40,000, which is numbers given to us by the State Department, but this year it's 360-ish, so it's doubled. Next year it'll probably double again. More students are going homeschool, more students are going Hope Scholarship, which affects the public school system. Overall, the budget succeeds in maintaining operations and preserving staffing despite declining revenues, but it does highlight structural concerns that require continued attention moving forward, which I have mentioned. All departments will need to monitor expenses closely. As we move through FY27, it'll be important for the board to continue discussing long-term strategies to ensure the district remains financially stable while meeting needs of students and staff. So, all that, short version is, you know, we can't afford to add any staffing, you know, at all. I know some of our staff hates to hear that. I know they have very difficult jobs, but it's where we're at as a county that receives the second highest amount of state aid in the entire state. We have no tax base, so we have to rely strictly almost entirely on state aid funding. And other things that have impacted the budget is the Duval construction, right? So we've had to commit quite a bit of money to that project.
Is it about
And
finished, about?
Close to it.
When do they say it will be able to be moved into?
This fall, this winter. So basically, 2 or 3 years ago, Superintendent and I were in a meeting with the SBA, and they said they needed another $1 million for the project, and we really weren't comfortable doing it. And they simply said,
You have to.
you figure out a way to come up with the money, or you don't get a school in Griffithsville. So, you know, some things you're kind of bound to do certain things, and you've got to figure it out on the back end. So that's where we're at. You know, like I said, the budget's balanced. It's going to be submitted pending board approval in a week or two. I did have to cut from certain places. I had to cut some from maintenance. I had to cut some from transportation. So we're just going to have to tighten our belts there. So, you guys have any questions on anything in your packet?
You think it's gonna really be a negative cuts for everybody, or we just gonna be careful and
Next personnel
watch?
season won't be good,
Oh, Lord.
to put it
Well,
in straight terms.
You gotta know it. You gotta know what's gonna happen.
But we've talked to principals, we've talked to, you know, administrators, directors, we all know what we're working with, and, you know, we continue to try to do more with less, so, you know, you're kind of in a bind because you want to increase test scores and provide a good education, but when you're tied to how much money the state gives you,
That's all you
just
have.
can't have the staffing that they say you can't have,
Yeah.
or it'll catch up to you, so it's a double-edged sword, you know, you improve and then you get hit from another direction, so. But that's it.
You think they'll ever want to, I hear sometimes, you know, the parents will see me at the store, they'll say, Miss Burns, are you all gonna have to combine with Cabell or Kanawha County? And I said, I sure hope not.
I hope not, I may be out of a job.
Well, I just hope not, because it won't work for us and our kids and our
Yeah.
teachers and employees.
I've heard that, you know, grumblings of that, but you're still gonna have, the counties are so
So
diverse and
different.
sparse
They
and
are.
spread out, you know, somebody's still gotta run the individual county. You
Yeah.
can't do it all from a region, so.
They think that we can, and they may try it for a year or two, but I think they'll find out it's not gonna work.
Yep.
Thanks for all the good
Yeah.
news.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dampen the mood,
Thank you.
everybody, but like Kevin, you're on
Now
top.
we can get to some exciting.
We gotta, sounds like we just gotta get creative in how we get things done, so.
We may have to come out and work through the day or something, Jeremy.
All right. So that takes us to agenda item 4. It's the public hearing. The floor is open to receive public comments regarding the Lincoln County Schools proposed budget for 2026-2027 in compliance with West Virginia Code 18-9B-6. All right, if there's nothing, then that'll move us to agenda item 5, which is adjourned for the regular board meeting, also today, May 19th, 2026.
I'll make that.
Motion by Cartwright,
I'll second.
second by Burns. Mrs. Burns,
I would, yes.
Mr. Cartwright,
Yay.
Ms. McComas,
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller,
Yay.
and Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0, and the time is 6:12. For those that sit through the first part of the last one, you're going to sit through the same thing.
Same thing,
I got to
yeah.
start over for a new meeting, so. I call this meeting to order. This is a meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Education. We are meeting in regular session now. Today is Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. We're meeting after the statutory meeting at the central office. This is a meeting of the Lincoln County Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the county school system's business. There's a time for public participation during the meeting as indicated in agenda item public comments. This meeting is being live streamed and a video copy of the meeting will be on the board's website within 5 working days. I'm going to skip over the Pledge of Allegiance, and I will do the roll call. In attendance with us, Board Member Burns, Board Member Cartwright, myself. On the phone, Board Member Mosteller, and Board Member McComas. So that takes us to agenda item 3, public comment. Do we have anybody to sign in for public comment? No public comments. So we'll get on to why everyone's here. Agenda item 4, special recognition. And this time I'll turn it over to the superintendent, Barnett, so that we can do the recognitions. And I thank you all for coming. I appreciate you being here and supporting our students.
We have a few groups that we're celebrating tonight. One of them is Golden Horseshoe winners. Golden Horseshoe is a test on West Virginia history. It takes place for the 8th graders. And those students take a test in the school, and they're recognized by the state. And there will be a state ceremony, and they will be knighted as Knights of the Golden Horseshoe. So we're real excited to have these folks in with us this evening. The first one is Carson Ball. Carson here. Okay. Aubrey Adkins.
Good job, Miss Aubrey.
Superintendent's Coin of Excellence. Right around you get the picture taken. And Bradley Kelly from Hearts.
Miss Bradley, is he not here?
Maria, you want to set the name?
Is there
Ms.
anyone?
Huffman, come up and sit.
Yeah, I was gonna say somebody could take hers.
Don't want to get, so, yeah, you can do Which for the one you never wanted to experience. I know, right?
It's GVMS.
Next program is from Guyan Valley. It's their CTE pitch program. And before I give these folks their award, I'd like to see if they'd like to actually come up here and explain a little bit to the board members
What that
you did.
is.
Can I get you all to come up?
Yes. Come on, girls, and tell us what it is.
So I'll take you off the hook here a little bit. I'll start. Now face the other direction. talk to board members. Now, what did you have to pitch? What was your pitch?
Who's gonna tell us that?
I know Ella knows.
I know the middle gal, she knows it. Tell us what you all were pitching. Go ahead, you could do it.
Wasn't your business model, your Wildcat design? All right, tell them a little bit about Wildcat design.
Yeah, tell us about your Wildcat design. What is it? What is a Wildcat design? I
What is
don't
Wildcat
know.
design?
I don't know what it is.
It's a city that makes stuff and makes shirts, designs, cups.
Do you all sell those things there at the school and to the community too?
You remember earlier that you got a cup from them, you also got a coaster from them.
Yes.
It was their company,
It was okay.
their simulated workplace company.
Good, good. Yeah, I like it. I drink my Dr. Pepper out of it every day.
And spills it on the coaster.
I have,
Yes, I
both
do.
of those items on my desk at work. I appreciate it. You all done a great job.
Yes, and you all keep on that good work.
So
okay?
actually, they were, Ms. Rainey, would you like to stand up and tell about what they?
There was, I think, 135 high school, middle school,
Uh-huh.
like teams starting out in the second pitch competition that we ran. We traveled to Morgantown. We were gone 3 days, and they ended up with like a Jump Start award where the girls each got grants for themselves. And then we received crowd favorite, where we received a $500 grant
Oh, that's great.
for the whole CTE.
That's great.
I think they were the only group that was in it from the middle school ages. And definitely in the small business, they were the only group out of 6. And so, in my opinion, it was 4th place, because they were 2 kids that went home with nothing out of the 6.
We're very proud of them. We're very proud
Yes.
of what they've done and seeing the quality of work of the things that they produce over there. And we're real proud of them. I have my coffee cup and my coaster in there, and we're always excited. I'm a CTE guy, so I'm always excited about seeing what happens in the CTE programs, in the graphic design programs. I mean, everything you do, girls, everything a graphic designer does, if you look at his uniform, that was done by a graphic designer.
Mhm.
Everything that, our logo on the wall back here, that logo was actually done by a Lincoln County High School graphic design student.
Hmm.
So, and that's the county logo now. So there's everything all this is graphic design. So there's so many different things that graphic designers do other than just caricatures, and mugs and t-shirts. There's a 1,000 other things. Any kind of, if you look at a design on your shoes or anything, that silly little Nike check right there has made billions.
Mm.
And all this is just a little swoosh, but it's made billions of dollars. So it's very important, and I'm glad to see that you're taking this seriously and working hard with it. So at this time, I want to recognize you. See, Molly, is Molly with us? Which one? No?
She's not here.
Okay. Ava or Leah? That's you?
Congratulations, Leah.
Vivian's not here. So Tori?
Tori. Congratulations, Miss Tori.
And Kenzie. Kenzie's not here?
Ella's a fill-in today.
Who is?
Ella.
Ella.
She's a filly.
Congratulations. Now,
Thank
ladies,
you.
stand here and take a picture. Right here, I'll take a picture.
Yeah. I'll have to buy paper this week to get their pictures.
There we go.
One, 2, 3. I promise they're not this shy. Never.
I'll walk the halls of Guy and Valley, and I assure you, I hear.
I'm shocked that's where it's speechless.
Miss Rainey, I'd like you to have 40.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so our next one, we always do teacher and service personnel of the year, and then Superintendent Blatt from the Department of Ed made it her goal this year to also have counselor of the year and principal of the year. So we did the same kind of process, same kind of application process, and brought those in. So at this point, I'd like to call up our Counselor of the Year from Harts Pre-K 8, Miss Brady Doody.
Good.
Thank you, Miss Doody.
She looks so young, doesn't she? Congratulations, dear.
Congratulations.
Good job.
And next, our Principal of the Year.
Oh, I bet I know who that
I always give
is.
her a hard time because she's always asking me, I gotta have this, I gotta have, I need, I want, I gotta have.
Yeah, she works
But
on it.
You know what, she gets results.
That's right.
So, our Principal of the Year, Miss Lori Hutton.
Yes. Congratulations, my friend.
I always know when I get here about 6:30 in the morning, and I always know when my phone rings.
Who it
who
is.
be. Bless her heart, she had a situation yesterday where, called me and said, I come out and Mr. Davis said, we gotta get over to Hammond. I thought, oh no, what's going on? So we go over there and, a hydraulic truck, or a
Oh.
truck picking up a lift had pulled up there. Hydraulic line burst and it got all over two of the teachers' cars.
Oh,
Took
Lord.
the paint off. It was a cluster. It was a mess.
Oh.
But then we had, Ms. Huffman had to punt and bring buses in a different route and everything, and she made it work. She made it work.
Yeah.
So, again, thank you.
Yeah. Lori does do a good job. She always did from year one.
All right.
She was a good teacher, too.
Absolutely.
She was a dandy.
It's on here.
All right, that's all we have as far as presentations go, so, you know, Mr. Lucas couldn't overshadow with his bad news, all the good news that we have, so we appreciate you, and,
Bad news is when we lost some
glad you're
money
here.
somewhere.
And again, congratulations to our two winners, congratulations to our CTE program and Ms. Ramey, and we'll be recognizing, some more students next week, so this is the great part of it.
We may need to consider another award next year for anyone that can sit through Mr. Lucas's.
Mr. Burnett,
Oh, there you go.
what about,
The other CTE program from that point, it'll be next week.
Yeah, part of them are next week. We got some more to do, I think. Congratulations to everybody that
Congratulations.
worked hard and whether you won an
Are you
award
guys
or
here?
not.
Okay, we'll do it tonight then.
We can do it tonight.
Yeah, we'll do it tonight.
Well, there we go, and they won't have to come again. What are we gonna do?
This
this is broadcasting.
this is broadcasting. Ms. Walden, would you stand up and tell us what they did? Come on up.
Sure.
She's a
Or
little
we can
witchy.
let- or we can let our manager.
Oh, yeah, she'll pass out. Oh, no, here he comes. Lord, he's tall.
My apologies, this was set for our agenda for next week, we'll do it tonight.
Why, yeah, he's here. You can tell them and we'll listen. You can tell all the people if you want to.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what we do, we broadcast CT, we film around the school, we have the boys in the hall, we have a girls' room. We got in the manufacturing, we have 3 years in a row. We partnered with Blanco Glass, the 6th grade year, Dickie Dixon Salt last year, and now we're partnered with Alcon, and we got Choice Award, right?
It's in the state,
In the state.
Oh,
And then we got
good.
second in the state, right?
the judge's award for a message.
Yeah. And today's, not today, this year was how can this change the world? And Alcon, that was actually one of the better ones.
Very good.
I just like that, what he's saying,
Go ahead.
but it's, a lot of hours of work
I know.
goes into making this video. But it's an excellent hands-on experience for the kids because they research the manufacturer, they have a preliminary meeting where they ask questions in a teams meeting, and then they go out into the field and they video. This time we didn't get to video because it's such a sterile environment.
Right.
They sent us video, but they interviewed their employees. And then he was really the one in charge for editing the video.
Hmm.
So I'll be lost next year when these 8th grade boys move to the high school.
very
But,
good, very
thank
good.
you.
Now,
A lot of work.
oh, no doubt. Did you get to go to Alcon at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good, very good. I taught a manufacturing class for Alcon about 5 years ago. And believe it or not, you know, they make lenses for, you know, for vision and actually implant lenses and things of that nature. And part of the class they wanted me to teach was quality control, and we did it with chocolate. We did chocolate molds, and they had to test it for quality control, and they had to actually go through the process of the grinding and milling and everything else. It was kind of interesting, but again, proud of you guys for doing this, and real excited about it. So, what's your name, young man?
Cool.
Coy. Oh, Coy. Coy, Superintendent's Point of Excellence here. Thank you. Congratulations.
Love their jeans. Big boy.
Congratulations. And then you want to tell me a little bit about what your part of it was?
I just added it.
Well, that's all right. Editing's a hard job.
That's the hardest part.
It is. It's a hard job.
Yes, it really is the hardest part.
There are times, you know, all through my day where I'd like to edit myself sometimes. You know.
We've got to get his phone number so
Is
when
there-
it gets really bad, he can come down and help us.
Or maybe I'm just not techie. That's probably the biggest thing.
Thank you. All right, thank you. And again, apologize for the mix-up.
Oh, no.
Get the picture.
Well, it was nice.
Get a picture.
Wait, she wants to get a picture of you all. And I suppose, yeah, there you go.
All right, nice job, guys.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, good job.
Well, congratulations to all the students that was recognized, Golden Horseshoe and the various CTE programs. Just wonderful job to the counselor and the principal of the year. Congratulations on that. At this time, we'll be moving on with our regular scheduled board meeting. So if you'd like to dismiss yourself, you're more than welcome to do so.
We'll miss you, but you probably won't miss us as much.
We can clear a room
Be
quickly.
careful going home. All the kids did a good job, didn't they?
They did. All right, so that takes us to agenda item 5, approval of the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Cartwright, second by Mrs. Burns. Mrs. Burns,
Yes.
Mr. Cartwright,
Yay.
Ms. McComas,
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller. Yay. And Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0. Moves us to agenda item 6, consent. Looks like we've got items A through K.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of those.
Take you a couple seconds to look over. A lot of out-of-state trips for the various sports teams.
Are we gonna do those separately or all together, you think?
Indeed. What do you mean?
Under consent, just do it
Yeah,
from
we
A to-
take up items A through K all at
Okay,
one time.
okay.
If I could bring your attention real quickly to item K, looking at the new playground bid for Davis Athletics for the new Duval, $156,560. Southwestern Community Action is actually going to have about 30,000 of that to us. They're purchasing some equipment and helping on the actual surface of the playground. So there will be that they'll be reimbursing us for about that amount.
About 156.5?
No, they'll be reimbursing us for about 30
Okay.
out of it. Yeah. So
Did they give you all any kind of visual aid or anything to see what it's gonna look like?
yes, he did like a little schematic on it. Right now, if you go up there now at the Duval, they actually have the 8x8 timbers out. And there'll be a bedding of gravel on there, and then there'll be a rubberized, it's not rubber mulch, it's a rubberized surface that'll go down. And then the equipment will be, used to be they dug holes in the ground, set the equipment down in concrete. Now it's like on a plate. And they weld it to that plate, and they'll put some equipment in there. And then we'll be looking at, later on down the road, phase 2 of this will be a secondary playground. Now, we'll have a playground or we'll have a concrete pad that there'll be some basketball hoops on, Foursquare, things of that nature, and then they'll have that whole field out there that'll be available for us. So that's where we are on item K.
Make a motion, we accept consent items.
Motion by Mr. Mosteller,
I'll second.
I'll second it.
second by Ms. McComas. Mrs. Burns,
Yes.
Mr. Cartwright,
Yay.
Ms. McComas,
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller,
Yay.
and Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0. Takes us to agenda item 7, allowed and authorized payment of bills.
I'll make that motion.
I guess we still got it in the bank.
Yeah.
Motion by Mrs. Burns,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Cartwright. Mrs. Burns,
Yes.
Mr. Cartwright,
Yay.
Ms. McComas,
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller,
Yay.
and Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0. Moves us to agenda item 8, personnel.
Give us a minute to look over that.
Direct your attention to the blue sheet, and we've got items A through H.
Make a motion to approve personnel.
Motion by Mr. Cartwright,
I'll
I'll
second.
second it.
second by Ms. McComas. Sorry, I heard her first. Mrs. Burns,
Yes.
Mr. Cartwright,
Yay.
Ms. McComas,
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller,
Yay.
and Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0. Takes us to agenda item 9, superintendent updates.
Going back to Mr. Lucas's comments there earlier, and we have been kind of like our war room, I guess, if you will, talking about different items that will help us in terms of personnel, and that House Bill 4578 will help exponentially. Just give you a scenario. If, let's say we had a student move into us from out of county who, according to their IEP, had to have a personal care aide. So we hire that person under the current statute, the way it works. 3 weeks later, the student either goes homebound, goes homeschool, or moves. That aide's there,
For the rest of
and
the
we
year.
we had no way of utilizing them in another way efficiently. This will give us the latitude to do so, and I think that'll help quite a
So
bit.
you can move them from that position if that child, you know,
If the
doesn't
need no
it
longer
anymore.
arises,
Yeah.
yes.
They'll still work for the board, but
Yes,
it'll be in a different position.
where they're needed.
Yeah.
And then another thing too that we didn't have last year that we were, sometimes these foster students, foster children who come into us are, we don't receive funding for them. They might come in, 3 months into the school year or a month into the school year. And so we were able to claim 12 students and get at least a portion of their FTE. This year, it's the first year for this, and we were glad to
Do
see
they
that
do
happen. That helps a
that
lot.
by counting the days that we actually have them in the school?
That's how the FTE will be determined, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I kind of thought it would have to
It'll
be.
either be, you'll either get like, just round numbers. If they're
Uh-huh.
here half a year, you'd get 0.5 FTE. If they're here 3/4 of the year, 0.7.
FTE is the percent of their full-time
Yeah.
employment.
Right.
Yeah, and I knew they'd have to do something like, or at least I hoped they'd do something like that, which would prove, how long they'd be in the school they were
Correct.
in here in our county.
Yep. And then the other item is I emailed all of you today the link to the board self-appraisal. And so that's on there for you to complete. And once you get that completed, then I'll have Cody go through and extract the data and put it on our website.
Do you have that address, that email address we could get on there?
It's your K-12 account.
Okay,
Yep.
okay,
Yeah, it all comes to your K-12 account.
okay.
So, and then, so if you have any problems with the link, just let me know. It'll notify me once you complete it. And then
How many
once
days do we have to complete?
May 26th,
Okay,
May 26th. But I mean, we've got till July 1 to get it online. But the quicker we can get it done, the more we like it.
Gotta
So,
be done by tomorrow, Ms. Barnes.
Well, I don't have any really good service up on my hill, so I might have to come down here
Come on
tomorrow.
down.
I will,
come on down.
because it's real spotty. It
Let's-
comes and goes.
That's about all I have. Again, going back to Duval, we get new pictures every day of in there, and they're starting to put a lot of colorful tile down now, a lot of paint on the walls, ceiling tile in place, lighting in place, especially in the big wing where the clinic offices are, and a few of the classrooms, and the STEM room, the art room, band room. They're getting it's moving very quickly there. Projected substantial completion date is still November 14th, but I think it'll be done quicker than that.
At the last meeting, they said they were about 90% complete.
Yeah. So now they're starting to do things like they're not bringing the landscapers in yet, but they're putting in topsoil, things of that nature. So we're getting very close. It's getting exciting. So I'm
You
glad to
think
see
they'll be
that.
able to start when school starts
No.
next year? I don't think
No.
so either. We've got too much
Yeah.
to do.
Yep.
The plan is second semester.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right, that's all I have.
It would be nice if we could use that gym.
Stranger things have happened.
I heard that.
In July.
Yeah.
We brought that up, we broached that subject.
Backboards are on site.
Yeah, they're on site. We broached that subject. What we don't want to get into, and I'm checking with the architect, we've been in some meetings about that. If substantial completion date is November 14th, we may be able to pull that off. What I don't want to do is, I want to make sure that even if we utilize that one room, that all of our warranties still stay in place. Because the warranty starts when they hand you the keys. So I don't want them to say, well, we hand you the keys the 1st of November, we're not turning on this air unit until,
March.
so we want to make sure that all the warranties line up and everything like that. But if we can make it happen, we will make it happen. It would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah, they've been in some rough places since
Yep.
we started that. It'll be good for all those kids.
Absolutely.
And teachers and staff.
Yes.
Thank you for the updates. That takes us to agenda item 10. This is board member comments, so.
We comment through the whole meeting.
Yeah.
I'll just add, I like these student recognitions, they're all
I
gone
do
now, but
too.
appreciate all the staff.
Yeah, and you
Even
know, I
Mr.
think.
Lucas,
Yeah,
I'm for keeping him.
I think the kids like it too. I think they like to come up front and let people know what they're doing in their school. That just makes you want to work at your own school to make it better too.
I'm sorry, if I could digress just a moment. We have, there's a campaign that's going on. Public schools we're in a battle. And working there's about five of us superintendents that are on a committee. We're starting a campaign, I Love Public School. And actually I got a meeting on it tomorrow as well. So we're looking at, there's a I Love Public School toolkit. We'll be producing some things. I talked to Ms. Burton. When her grandfamilies are out, what I would like for her to do is I'd like for her to get testimonials on why they love their school and then why they love public school. And we're going to try to get those out there and run those on the Armstrong Network so that the community at large can see these testimonials coming in from their neighbors as to why they love public school
Yeah,
and
then
try to
their
steer
own
kids
school
back in this
system right
direction.
either.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have somebody at the state level, some representatives, to figure out what they're gonna do with state aid formulas and public education funding.
Yeah, because it's gonna change. We all know that.
Well, I was messaging with one of our delegates today, actually yesterday, because I saw their agenda schedule and special education funding was on their agenda. So I kind of gave him an idea, and this is just one county. All 55 of them are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
This is just one county of what we're up against, what we're facing every day, and while, like Mr. Lucas said, while our population tends to go down, that
that portion of our population
Goes up.
is rising.
Yes, it does. And the severity of some of the things that we're seeing in schools now, I didn't see when I taught, and you probably didn't either. So it's gotten to be really individualized and tough. So we need to keep that in mind about what we can do and what we realistically, can help the teachers and the kids and the families.
You know, the unfortunate reality is that, as the student population continues to decrease and
Yes.
continues to decrease,
Yes.
nobody likes to talk about the long-term effects of that, but, I hear generations, 2 or 3 generations ago, say that they were in a one-room school building. Your county may end up in a one building.
With a one schoolhouse building, or a couple anyway.
And that's a sad reality. So
Well, we're down to one
we gotta
high school.
get creative and figure out what we can do to get beyond that.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't, families are so small now, and the school population is so small, and we're, geographically spread out. It's gonna be a tough thing to do. We're gonna have to close some buildings, and kids are gonna have to ride some buses. and
Kudos
that's
to you
not gonna
and the
be
other
good.
superintendents for putting that committee together and doing that. Sounds like you got some good broadcasting students here.
There we go,
Need to-
absolutely,
Need to recruit some help.
absolutely.
All right, well, if there's no other comments, that'll take us to agenda item 11, which is adjourn until Tuesday, May 26, 2026, 6 p.m. at the central office in Hamlin.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Cartwright.
Yes, I'll start
Sec-
over here.
Second by Burns.
Yeah,
Mrs. Burns.
yes.
Mr. Cartwright.
Yay.
Ms. McComas.
Yes.
Mr. Mosteller.
Yay.
And Mr. Wilson is a yay. That carries 5-0, and the time is 6:43.